Hi, folks. I thought I'd pick up where I left off and play the second half of the game. As I said, there's 30 cards. I've gone through 14, so I have 15 left. So I'll just pick up and show you how to finish it off. Next card. Arizona hit 8:10 a.m. The Arizona was hit. 1,117 of those casualties were aboard the Arizona, where an armor-piercing bomb struck and ignited gunpowder on the ship. So Japan 1 will advance. Oh, he's getting really close. And Japan 4 will advance. -1 on my radar, -1 on my intelligence. So he is one away. So I can set a plane after him, but since I am not on 4, I can't. So I've got to do that first. And my dice roll modifiers, Japan 2 is a -1. And I should probably have this come around like this. Looks a little confusing, him coming up. And Japan 4 has a modifier 2. So the first thing I'm going to do is try and move this back up to 4 so I can deploy another plane. And I roll and I get a 6. So I do move it up to 4. Now my second choice, I may even use a weather option. So for a weather option, when you've reached 5 on radar intelligence, claim this card. So I've already claimed the card. And I can take a Japanese plane off the game board and put on a marker on the spot. The planes move on this card and then return to the game board. So I think I will do it just to try it out anyway. I'm going to take the weather card. I'm going to play it. So he is going to come off the board. So he's caught in fog. Just pretend his navigation instruments are offline. He's caught in a fog. So he will stay there for one turn. So rather than advancing, he will come back onto the game board. So that'll be my second play, to play the weather card. My other option too is play the aircraft carrier. When you reach 5 on radar, 5 on intelligence, claim this card as you have contacted the aircraft carrier. You must wait 2 card flips or 4 of your turns to use. Think of it as the aircraft carrier leaving Midway on the way to Miami. To play this card, you must roll 4, 5, or a 6 on your turn. So I could have played that, but I'd have to wait 2 turns in order to use it. So I may use it with the planes further back, but for right now, that aircraft carrier is still at Midway. I haven't summoned it yet. So that was my 2 turns. And we're going to go to number 16. Sub sank. At 8:17 a.m., the destroyer HMS Helm fires on and sinks a Japanese submarine at the entrance to the harbor. Japan 4 will move twice. As I said, that's the second wave of attack at Pearl Harbor. And they'll start to move quite quickly. Now, my radar goes up by 1, so I'm back at 5, so I can push somebody back. Now he's in fog, so I can't push him back. Maybe I'll push him back, 3 back. And my intelligence goes up. Japan 2 +1, Japan 4 +1. And again, since he's in fog, I can't do anything with him. So yeah, maybe the weather fog is kind of hurting me right now. I think I will move Japan 4, the +4 modifier. So let's just try that first and roll a 6. So I do move him back. And let's see here. Oh, actually it's Japan 1. I keep thinking it's Japan 2. So Japan 1 is there. He's still caught in weather. Who can I move here? Maybe I'll add Rasmussen. I'll try and add another plane, and I do. So I add another plane to my arsenal. I go on to the next card. Second wave, 8:54 a.m. The Japanese second wave of Japanese planes, numbering 170, begins its attack. Japan 1, Japan 4. So Japan 1 is now activated, so he will come out of the weather. So I'll take him off. So it kind of delays him at least for 1 turn. So he comes back. He's not going to advance, but he will come back on. And Japan 4 will advance. Radar goes down 1, and Japan 2 has a -1 modifier. Remember, Japan 2 has already been eliminated. So Maybe I'll just put that on here to signify he's gone. So I think what I will do, maybe I'll try for the USS Nevada. Actually, I should push J1 back. I'm going to try and push him back a couple of times anyway. A 3, he'll go back. Maybe one more time too. 4, he goes back. So both of them worked well for me. And this is again in easy mode. It's just a no. Get down. Down. Sorry. My dog is such a pest. When I do these videos, he gets jealous because he's not getting attention and he starts to get into stuff. I have an Australian Shepherd. I love him to death, but he can be such a little brat sometimes. He's like a little kid. Now, this is an easy mode 1 that I put in. So, mechanical issue. Japanese plane has mechanical problems. You can move any plane back 2 spaces. So again, when you play the hard mode and difficult mode, that would not be in it. So I can move a plane back to, I think I'll move Japan 4 back a couple because I know they're going to be coming hard. Next card. Destroyer is hit. At 9:30 a.m., the destroyer USS Shaw explodes in dry dock. Japan 2 and Japan 3. So Japan 2 is no longer with us. Now, if I wanted to, I could move any plane I want for this one. And Japan 3 is going to move. But that means I can still use Ace, who has 1 damage. So I am going to play... actually, I'll just keep it simple for right now. I'll keep that off. My radar goes down 1 and my intelligence goes down 1. Japan 3 has got a -1 modifier. So I'm going to have to bring my radar back so I can use these planes. So I'll do that first, and I do move him up. And for my second move, I think I'll move Japan 1 back 1, and I do, so he goes back. Number 19, battleships. Most of the damage to the battleships occurred in the first 35 minutes of the assault. Japan 2 and Japan 3. So Japan 3, Japan 2 has been eliminated, no other effects. I think what I'll do is try and get the USS Nevada, and I do. So he now becomes an option for me. So I've got a pretty good, strong line of defense. The planes aren't real close to Pearl Harbor, so I got a good shot at winning this one so far. Second one, I'll move back Japan 3, and I don't do it. Next one, number 20, USS Arizona. The USS Arizona was targeted and completely destroyed. The USS Oklahoma capsized. Japan 1 will move. Japan 4 will move. No effect. -1 on Japan 1, -1 on Japan 3. So I think I will use, I'll try and push back Japan 4, which I do. So he goes back. Number 21, carriers. The California, Nevada, and West Virginia sank in shallow water. However, the 3 aircraft carriers were out at sea during the attack. So that was key for the U.S. Japan 1 will move. Japan 4 will move. No effect. -1 on Japan 1. -1 on Japan 2, which has been eliminated. So I think I'll push back Japan 3, which I do. And I'll try Japan 1, but I do have a -1 modifier. So a 2 -1, I don't do it. So it would be a 1 roll. Card number 22, carrier safe. Lucky for the Americans, the aircraft carriers were out at sea. The aircraft carriers were a very valuable ship during this war period. Japan 3 and 4 both move. So Japan 3 and 4 will move. Radar goes up 1. So when he does reach 5, you get to push a plane back each time. So that will move back. And my intelligence does move up. So I'm in a safe spot. No other modifiers. I think I'm going to push back Japan 3. I don't do it. I'll try Japan 3 a second time, and this time I do it. We go on to number 23. Now I'm going to get 3 turns. Oil storage is safe. The Japanese failed to destroy important oil storage facilities on the island. Japan 1 and Japan 4 both move. My radar goes up by 1, and I get 3 turns this time. So I'm going to push back J1, which I do. I'll try J4, which I do. And let's go J3 also. which I do. So I push all 3 of them back one. Next one. You can hear my dog. He wants me to go get the ball and play ball with him right now. He's such a, I gotta put him outside when I do this. USA advantage. All but, oh, there's a mistake on this one. I'll have to correct that. All but one of the battleships returned to service during the war. The U.S. naval strategy had shifted to Levi, no. Shifted. Looks like I made a mistake on this. U.S. naval strategy had shifted to really aircraft carriers over battleships as a result. So I'm just going to mark this card as grammatically it's not very correct. Sorry about that. I'll get it fixed in the next version. Japan 1 is going to move. Japan 4 is going to move. No other effects. And I think what I'm going to do is move back Japan 1, which I don't do. I'll try it again. And I don't do it. So he stays there. I've got 5 cards left. I'm actually looking pretty good. I got lots of defense. They're not that close. Massive attack. Japan's fleet of 67 ships was located about 200 miles north of Oahu. There were 353 Japanese aircraft involved in the attack. Japan 3 and Japan 2 are both going to advance. No other effects. I think I'll push back Japan 1, which I do, and Japan 4, which I don't do. Card number 26. I think I'm going to win this one. This is going to be good. 26, 29 down. 29 Japanese aircraft were shot down during the attack on Pearl Harbor. No movement. Radar goes up 1. Intelligence goes up 1. They're both maxed. Modifiers. Japan 1 plus 1. Japan 3 plus 1. So I will take advantage of that. I'll go Japan 1, which I do move back. Japan 3, which I do move back. And I think I'm going to win this game. It's looking pretty good. J4 is the only one I got to worry about. 2,000 killed. 2,404 U.S. military personnel and civilians were killed. Japan 4 moves twice. 1, 2. Oh, geez. Radar goes back 1. Intelligence goes back 1. Japan 1 and 3 are -1 modifiers. I think I'm going to have a dogfight here with Japan 4 since he's 1 away. Japan 4, the pilot is Monsieur Fushida. So I will take out Fushida and I will use Welch for my dogfight. So I'll bring him out. That counts as a turn. So George Welch is going to come out and let's see how this goes. First roll for Japan is green, is a miss, another miss, and a hit. And I have an evade, a hit, 2 hits. So for Japan's hit, it'll be an evade. And I get 2 hits. So I'm up 2-0 right away on this particular fight. 2, 3, 4. So 2 misses and a hit. And for me, oh, I miss on all 3. So he gets in a hit. So it is now, I'll just move this over a little bit. It is now, he has 2 hits. I have 1. He counts first all the time, by the way. So next roll, oh geez, he's got 2 hits and a miss. And I get 3 hits. So you'll take turns doing it. So he goes first, that is a hit. I'm up to 2. I shoot, I get a hit, he's up to 3. So I take his plane out. So Japan 4 is terminated. So I take him out of the game. So Mitsuyo Fuchida has been eliminated in the dogfight. And I have George Welch, who I can't use anymore. Next one. Next card. We're on card 28. So it's looking pretty good for me right now. Anchored ships in the harbor. The anchored ships made perfect targets for the Japanese bomber. Japan 3 and Japan 4. Intelligence goes down by 1. So I'm going to have to get that back in order to fly the plane. So I'm going to try and get that back. I do. It goes back up. This is where I kind of like, so Japan 4 has been eliminated. You can move any other Japanese plane. So it'd be your choice. I might just include that as part of, since I'm still playtesting, I might make that part of the rules. Just to create a little bit more pressure, a little bit more tension. So it would be your choice. So the planes are still coming, but you get to pick who comes. For right now, we're just going to leave it. And next roll, attack is done at 10 a.m. The Japanese plane heads back to their carriers, which will ultimately return to Japan. Any two planes. So we'll move this one and this one. No effect. Japan 2+1. He's not there. At this point, actually last turn I should have activated my aircraft carrier, so I have a little bit more defense. For my two moves, I'm going to move J3 back, which I don't. I'll try him again since he's closer, and I don't do it. Last card. Looks like I'm going to win, folks. Damage is assessed. Damage is assessed at Pearl Harbor. Kimmel is relieved of duty. Any two planes, so I'll move this one here, this one here. No effect. Japan 3+1, so I don't even have to use my last two moves. They're close to Pearl Harbor, but the cards have run out, so I end up winning this particular game. So this is called Pearl Harbor. As I said, I'm still play testing. I have some friends that have it too that are just sort of play testing. The game comes with, I think there's 4 pages of rules. One, page 3. Yeah, basically 3 pages of rules, and then the last page is just turn structure and a couple examples of how you play it. So that's Defend Pearl Harbor. Hopefully have it in your hands in the next week or so. That's all for now, folks.